right, this is definitely not something I do every day, so bear with me. And if I do start to get a little emotional, that's also not my style. But I was very surprised at the ceremony when Andrew's words got me a little moved. So again, bear with me. I really am doing the best I can here. I'd like to start by saying that first and foremost, I'm obviously extremely privileged and honored to have been asked to be Andrew's best man. It's believe it or not, it's actually something that we talked about years ago. We used to talk about that when we were in school. Hey man, if we ever get married, we're going to be each other's best man. And we do go back quite a ways. I met Andrew for the first time in fourth grade, and Karee said, I'm actually going to have to throw a little improv into some of the speech, because what your guys' vows were so perfect and so beautiful that I do need to incorporate some of the things you said into the speech. You guys mentioned how unique and novel Andrew is, and that's the perfect way to describe him. That's what always drew me to Andrew, was the way that he and I were able to connect. Bottom line, we were both absolutely crazy. And in fourth grade, our first conversation literally consisted of, and I'm sorry, Andrew, our first conversation ever. I met Andrew and we talked about, blowing midgets up with rocket launchers. and obviously not your standard conversation, especially for fourth graders. So I immediately obviously knew that Andrew was very unique, very novel, and he was somebody that I could definitely get along with. And yeah, we hit it off. We were inseparable. We were like brothers. Every single day out on the playground, we were hanging out, getting into all sorts of trouble. And there was I've got a absolute multitude of stories, some of which that are just sadly too risque for this current setting. And everything from just really torturing my poor little sister, to being in 6th and 7th grade and absolute gross misuse of laxatives, and that was on ourselves on purpose, and we're talking like a triple dose just to see what would happen. And yeah, 7th grade, real mature, right? In high school, it gets even crazier. Me and Andrew used to save up our fireworks on 4th of July, and then we'd take them apart and we'd build our own little miniature bombs from these fireworks. And we were intelligent enough at the time, Mr. Engineer, to set these fireworks off in my bathroom sink. And we cost my parents thousands of dollars in damages. And we'd do things like make, I hear you laughing at me, Mom, thank you. Yeah, Essie, yes, I'm talking to you, sweetheart. Andrew and I, when we'd come over to my house and you weren't there to see us, we would do things like build potato launchers and then accidentally ignite it while it was aimed at my mother's Porsche. Just tons and tons of absolutely fantastic memories that are worth gold and I wouldn't trade for anything. Andrew, obviously, you can't have those type of memories without developing a bond that is extremely strong. And Andrew is more than just my best friend. Andrew is my brother. And there's just no other way to put it. Andrew is a part of the person that I am today. He's shaped me in ways that, even my own parents couldn't have shaped me, just because there's things that you go through with your best friend that, you don't exactly share with your old man or your mom. And Andrew really is a brother, and he, throughout our lives, Andrew was always the little voice on my shoulder going, Johnny, don't do that. Johnny, we really shouldn't do this. Or, Johnny, can we please do something, anything besides this? And he did a phenomenal job. You really did, brother, at keeping me out of a lot of trouble. A tremendous amount of trouble you kept me out of. And I got you into a lot of it, I know that. I remember Essie we ditched school one time, and you found out about it, and you caught us, and we were hanging out in front of Ralph's. And Andrew, we knew that we'd been caught because we didn't even see her yet, but we could hear her down the road. John, why are you doing this? I mean, just going. I mean, she would pick up this note and just stick it to the wall. It was incredible, and you knew that you were really in for it. And and Andrew really did. He kept me out of trouble, despite the fact that I got him into a lot of it. And I always wanted the best for Andrew. He really was my brother. I've never wanted anything for him other than just for him to get what he wanted out of life. And what he always talked about was, at some point, someday, finding someone that would be as devoted to him as he would be to her. And and that takes me to when me and Andrew were living together. Andrew and I were living together, and Andrew was obviously a eligible bachelor and very desirable, and right. And Andrew was very excited, and I literally remember the first day. Don't worry, I won't tell the story. I remember their first date. I remember Andrew coming home, and I remember him smiling from ear to ear. I mean, truly a grin that was envious, because he was so ecstatic about going on this date with this girl who was named Karee. And after they'd hung out a couple more times, and I finally had the pleasure of meeting her, and I love Karee. I really do. Obviously, Karee and I don't have as many memories. Karee and I don't have as many memories as Andrew and I have. But like I said, that's my brother. And all I ever wanted for him was just to be happy and to get what he wanted. And while I can do things like I explained to Dawn, you know, I can be there to have Andrew's back if he has a little too much to drink at a bar and he mouths off to the wrong person. I got that all day. But I can't give him happiness. I can give him a shoulder to cry on when he needs to vent. I can be there for him in any way that a best friend and a brother is supposed to be. But I can't give him happiness. And Karee fills that hole that was in Andrew's heart, and she makes up for everything that everybody else can't do for him. And like I said, she really does do everything for Andrew that I could never do. Like I said, I could have his back, but I can't give him happiness. And that's something that she does do. And furthermore, more importantly, she accepts Andrew for exactly how he is. Now, I don't know how well all of you know Andrew, but Andrew is the type of individual, what makes him so amazing is that he can walk in public, in a public parking lot, I mean, in front of a grocery store, and he'll start acting like a monkey just because he feels like being goofy, and he has no problem and he has no shame in doing it. And if that's what he wants to do, by God, that's what's going to happen. And rather than being like taken back or thrown off or whatever, Karee jumps in and starts doing the same thing. I mean, to the point, she does. Doesn't miss a beat, jumps in there, and she'll start like picking at his hair like a monkey, you know, and throwing stuff. I mean, she'll play with him, and when Andrew starts being Andrew and starts just throwing all social norms out the window and just being who he is, and that's his lovable, novel, unique, goofy self. She's right there to accept everything that he's doing. And true love is not about finding someone that completes you. It's about finding that person that accepts you completely. And Karee does that. Now, obviously, since that day in Park Newport, Karee and I have had, obviously, some time to build some memories, have some laughs, and get to know each other. And I know that the level of dedication that she has for Andrew is the same as what he has for her. And I know that Andrew's two priorities in life are being good to the people that he loves and being him as an individual, and that is a man of honor. And Andrew, you're only 16 days older than me, but